Get up.
Hello, guys. Welcome to Flames Talk Afcon 2021 special. We are back with another exciting episode. Today, I have two amazing guests, just like last week, where we had so many people who came on board and talked about Afcon 2021. Today is not going to be different. We're going to be having the same excitement on the show. Today I have Mr. Kosi and also I have Mr. Olufemi as well. And we are going to be talking about Afcon 2021. The past week we've seen a lot of games, we've seen a lot of excitement as well. So we want to talk about what has happened in the past week and the expectation for the Super Eagles. Afcon 2021, has it lived up to its billing?
I think it has. And there is some perspective to this. I'd like to also bring in context a few things about my feelings that it has lived up to the billing. I'm a broadcast journalist and at this very time very much immersed in the Afcon as part of the job that I do. So from my standpoint, it seems as though nothing else, for the last few weeks, exists as far as global football is concerned. My gaze is firmly on the Afcon. It is central to everything I'm doing and the things, that I try to focus on. So I can barely remember other things happening in the world of football. Like a couple of days ago, the small matter of an EFL Cup semi-final between Chelsea and Spurs, just was completely off my radar because I had to focus on the African game. So whether or not it's peculiar to me because of the job that I do, it can be a question, but there is no doubt that for me, the Afcon has lived up to its billing. There has been a lot of excitement. The cultures of Africa, it's a very beautiful continent. The diverse people coming together to share this tournament. It's been amazing. I know we've seen a few skirmishes, most notably perhaps the refereeing situation, Tunisia versus Mali, and also yesterday's game between Gabon and Ghana, the incidents after the full-time whistle was blown. But these things aren't peculiar to African football. We've seen it happen, in other places during other competitions. They can also be defined. I mean, what we saw yesterday, Gabon versus Ghana, as passions in the game spilling over. That is not to condone it. And these kind of things will continue to happen in the world of football. Africa is not any different. But by and large, it's been a very interesting tournament for me so far.
So, Mr. Femi, do you share in that sentiment? Even though we've not seen a lot of goals, we've seen mostly 1-0. Yes, Cameroon has scored, but do you think that a tournament without goals is going to be tagged as exciting?
Well, it has been an exciting tournament, even though we are seeing little goals. And I'll attribute that to the fact that teams are trying to be careful. They don't want to concede too much. But I expect to see more goals from the second round of matches, and which we are gradually seeing that, with Cameroon winning by 4. I think that's the only group that has even given us a little more goals, even from the first round of games. So it has been an exciting tournament, and as Kosi has said as well, I can't even remember any other tournament going on now. The EFL Cup was days ago, and I couldn't. I was only seeing the notifications on my phone, like, wow, so there's a game today. So the Afcon tournament, everybody has been immersed in it, and it has been an exciting tournament. And then we hope to see more exciting games as the tournament progresses.
Refereeing, how has refereeing been so far?
About the Tunisia versus Mali game, I don't think there's been a standout. I mean, refereeing football.
There was, sorry to cut you short, there was an argument during the Nigeria and Egypt game that was a penalty.
Yeah, but it's by no means a standout. I mean, it wasn't a clear and obvious situation. that it was a penalty. So you can understand if the referee judges it not to be. You can feel hard done by the decision if your persuasion or sentiments reside with the Egyptians especially. But it's not the most scandalous decision in the world. Also, yesterday we saw the game between Gabon and Ghana. I'm sure Gabon would have thought there was a phase of the game where they thought they could have earned the penalty, but it wasn't given. So such decisions aren't scandalous at all. And once again, we see it all the time in football. Referees use their discretion a lot to judge things. And apart from what we saw between Mali and Tunisia, where it was obvious that the game was at 85 minutes and shouldn't have been ended, and the questionable red card given, I think it's been largely fair in terms of the officiating. So Bar Sikazwe, who, by the way, we also saw reports that he was taken to hospital for a heat stroke. So maybe the man wasn't in the best physical or psychological condition. Also, it's important to note. So, but apart from those scenes we saw in that Tunisia Mali game, I think the officiating hasn't been below par.
I don't think Cameroon has been tested yet. If not. If they had played Egypt, probably yes, but I've said they would have been tested. But I think they have not met bigger teams.
There's something about African football. I was just about to point it out moments ago. Every continent has its own culture of football. There's a peculiarity to the game they play, right? So Africa has its own peculiar brand of football, which involves a lot of physicality. So for the so-called big boys of the continent, maybe some of whom have players that have exported to other continents where they've learned different brands of football, when they come home, sometimes you see Sebastian Haller of the Ivory Coast, top scorer in the Champions League, playing well for Ajax, but he has struggled so far to cope with the physicality of the African game. So that physicality is a kind of leveler, because you have to be fit 100%. You might be the superior player in terms of the finer aspects of the game, the skill and the technicality. But you're up against guys who would barge into you, who are, it's physically tasking to play against them. So it makes the African game a little bit difficult. So it closes up the gap maybe levels things up between the big boys and the so-called winners of the game. It's also possibly why you don't see goals coming in left, right, and center, because it's a very physical game. They don't mark spaces a lot, they mark the body. So it's part of the peculiar things about African football. So about Cameroon, I think they have been impressive. I saw their first game against Burkina Faso. They went behind, then came back to win the game. Against Ethiopia were really brave, went behind, ended up winning 4-1. There seems to be a very good connection within, the team. Nuhutolo, Ngandri, Vincent Abubakar, and the very impressive Teko Ekambi. So there's a good mix. They're the physical players, then they're the ones with the flair and pace up front. And, all of this combines to make the Cameroon team really formidable in my own eyes, as far as the two games that they have played is concerned. So, why not? I think they can go all the way to win it. After all, this side is much better in my own eyes than the team that won it in 2017. So, and they have the home crowd behind them. So I fancy them to really make a statement at home. Out of all the teams, Nigeria have been the most impressive, not because I am Nigerian, but because, the eye test of it, if you watch the coordination, the smoothness in the passage of play, how they were able to keep a team like Egypt in a very controlled environment. it was very impressive. But we're into match round 2, and I think for a lot of the groups, the cream will start to rise to the top. Already we're seeing it. Group A, topped by Cameroon. Group B, Guinea, Senegal following suit, just level on points. Group C, Morocco is there. Group D, Nigeria. Group E, the Ivory Coast. It's in Group F that maybe we're in for a bit of a surprise, because Tunisia are bottom, but it's just the first round of games in the group already played. So you'd expect Tunisia, maybe Mali, to start coming to the fore after the next round of games.
Now, the Super Eagles, we have seen them play, and we've all been excited about their match. Now, we had our coach sacked last year rather, and we're going into this tournament with a new manager, and a lot of people did not even see us going that far. But we've done well. We've done pretty well. Do you think that we are missing Raw, Mr. Olufemi? Are we missing Raw? Do you think we would have done better if Raw had gone with us?
I think Raw is a coach that is that is the careful coach. You understand? He absorbs the pressure a lot. But with Eguavon, I've seen a different style of play. So we attack the teams instead of them coming to us under the way we were under Raw. We are now the one doing the attacking. So with Raw, I don't think there would have been a better result. Probably maybe would have been seeing a draw or maybe a loss.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm still not fazed by that, because there's no point winning your first game and then maybe subsequently maybe losing the most important games of the tournament and then dropping out. Yeah, so but it's a better performance from the Raw era. So
you could also give Raw credit for assembling this team, because 99 or 98% of this team can be attributed to the selection of Raw. We just had
99% actually.
99%, yes, 99%. So if Raw had not built a team, probably we would just be in a fit, because we would not know who to select. But Raw has already given Eguavon the template. What he just needed to do was to improve on it. Do you see Nigeria progressing to the final of this tournament? Or do you think it's too early?
Wow, it's too early. It's too early to know that. But if they can continue the way they played Egypt, because Egypt was I don't know, maybe I should say Egypt was below par, or maybe we were all expecting them to play, or maybe Nigeria was just super. But with the way they approached, the way they played
Egypt play. I think Egypt is playing later today.
Egypt is playing later today too.
Then we will know.
We will know, yeah. But if we can play the way we played Egypt, because Egypt, in fact, Mo Salah was neutralized until maybe that's the dying 2 or 3 minutes of the game. So if you can play like that. But I think the problem we have with the Nigerian team is consistency. Even under Raw, there were games we actually played well. The friendlies against Brazil, friendlies against Ukraine.
If this Nigerian side meets Cameroon, what do you think is going to happen?
Oh, that's that's tough. It's tough.
For the final.
It's tough. I really can't say, to be honest, because these two sides are very good. Very good. The Cameroonians, make no mistake, they're very good. Of the 4 championships they have, the Afcon, they have won 5, and on the road to winning 5. I think they've beaten Nigeria in 4 of the finals, thereabouts. So, there's a rivalry. It's going to be more than football. You're taking them on in their own country with their home fans and all the things that you'd expect that will be involved in the game. So I can't confidently say that if these two teams meet, that Nigeria would win. What I can say for sure is that the grass will suffer because that will be two elephants fighting.
Two elephants.
So,
well, I actually want us to win because they beat us in 2000 on our home soil. They won the 2000 Nations Cup on our own soil, and that was the most. Till today, that's the most painful defeat Cameroon have ever meted on. So it will be a joy. It will be a joy to beat, and even I want it to be in the final as well. So to be a joy to beat them on their home soil in the final and lifting the trophy. But as Kosi has said, it's difficult to say, it's difficult to predict because Cameroon too, they've been impressive from what I've seen in their 2 games, and then coupled with the fact that they are also at home, they have the fans backing them, the morale is already, and then they have a new FA president in Samuel Eto'o, and I've been seeing videos of him motivating them, and I think they're also motivated to win the trophy, but it's very, very difficult to predict for now. According to Jurgen Klopp, he said
it's a small tournament.
Is a little tournament. Yeah, but he said it's a little tournament, but we as Africans, we don't see it that way. And then I would like to see very, very good football. So at least to prove to them, not only Klopp, in Europe and other continents, that the African game is not a little game. The African tournament is not a little tournament. And then as a Nigerian too, I'm also hoping the Eagles continue their good performance, and then we go all the way to the final and then lifting the trophy.